Street has received an accreditation that puts them in the nationally accredited community for the 11th year in a row. Marietta Main Street has earned the National Main Street America accreditation for 2024 by Heritage Ohio and Main Street America. To earn this accreditation, you have to meet many requirements, and those consist of economic vitality, design, organization, promotions, and following the Main Street principles. Jennifer Tinkler, the executive director, expressed this couldn't be done without the Board of Trustees and the community.
Our board of directors plays a really large role in gaining the accreditation. They're the group that has to follow all the guidelines and has to follow through on all the planning and the events. So it's very important that they participate in that. And without the business support downtown, we wouldn't even be here. So they play a huge role in the accreditation process.
Marietta Main Street's next goal is the Flower Basket campaign coming up next week. A Parkersburg High School graduate is in the running to be the next West Virginia University